thoughts on this idea? What if you could turn user complaints into startup opportunities?
The thing is, you have to start with the part that makes you money. You have to start with where the need is that people are willing to pay for.
Yeah.
Before you go into solving the bigger problem that is your vision.
This is a quintessential example of, I have an idea. I just don't know what to do with it, right? That's a good idea. How the heck are you going to implement that? And we're on.
Oh, we're on there?
Yeah, we're on there. All right. So we are back.
Yes.
We started our Scrap It. I'm Mike Turkanian.
I'm Gummi. Were we here last week?
Yeah, we were here last week. Wednesday.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, we were. It was the week before.
Yeah.
It was the week before we were here because I was away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, summer's going to be hard.
Summer's good. Well, we'll find time.
I know.
We'll
But
find
like,
time to make it
I was
work.
looking at my schedule from June 15th through June 30th.
Every day.
I have 4 golf outings.
Oh, you poor baby.
I have 6 rounds of golf scheduled.
I feel so bad for you.
It's going to be hard.
However will you get by? The mental strain must be...
It is. It is very hard. Golf is a hard game.
Well, people need our help because they want to start businesses. They don't know what to do. So
start playing golf.
Start playing golf. Exactly. I was going to say, absolutely start playing golf. No, man, it's cool. It's cool to have you here today,
Dude,
as usual.
I close so much business on the golf course. Well, I don't close it on the golf course. I build the relationship on the golf course and close the business after.
Very cool.
Like I probably have at least 8 or 9 clients right now.
Yeah.
That I can go back and say, oh, the relationship started on the golf course.
Yeah, I mean, I tell people that all the time. Look, I'm not a big golfer. I don't have a lot of time for golf, unfortunately. Though I will be making more time for golf. You know how we always talk about working on your business instead of in your business, right? I'm guilty of working in my business too much, meaning that I'm doing the work in that the business needs to get done to actually, complete the projects versus working on the business, which is going out and getting new clients.
We're all guilty of it.
I know. But once I get more time, which should be this summer, to start working on the business, that's one of the things I absolutely plan on doing is playing more golf, doing more outings, meeting more people. So much business gets done on the golf course. People don't understand.
It's insane.
Yeah, it really is. It's people have
just
no idea.
Just the connections you can make alone.
I know.
So
I have to ask you, is we talked a lot about technology, right?
Yes.
You're very into technology. I'm obviously very into technology.
But it's funny because we're into technology in different ways.
Different ways, but we're still very much into technology. Have you watched the show Black Mirror?
Oh, yeah.
Have you watched the last season of Black Mirror? Oh, yeah.
The one with the little lemmings?
No, that was the season before.
No, that was
the
lemmings? Well, the guys that lived on the computer and
those guys, those are so fun. Those are so much fun.
I didn't know what to call
the last
them,
episode was the last episode of the season was a continuation of before where they're human people but in a digital universe.
Oh, I must not have seen the last one.
Go watch it. It's great.
Okay.
It's so the first episode of season 4, this guy builds a universe, a digital universe, and he finds a way to get human beings clones of humans, I should say, in the universe.
Yeah, so the whole metaverse concept.
Right.
Yeah.
But they're in just his computer. They can't get to the bigger world that everybody plays in.
Okay.
And they find a way to get out of his computer and into that larger world, but now they're stuck there. And if they, like in the game, if someone dies, they just go back in, reboot, and start over. When these people die, they actually die. So they're trying to find ways to get out of there. It's actually kind of cool.
That must have been...
It's the last episode of the season.
Okay.
So I would highly recommend. But this season, man, there have been some episodes of, and listen, if you are a Black Mirror fan and you haven't watched season 7, you might want to turn your ears off for a second because I'm about to give a big spoiler for one of the episodes. The first episode of this one called Common People, when the wife was sick.
Yeah.
Gummi, I can't tell you, I have never been more angry at a TV show in my life. I was freaking out. I was so angry at that.
This could be...
No, this is what's going to happen. And it terrifies the hell out of me. So for those of you who've seen it...
Your pacemaker becomes subscription-based. right?
if
Like,
if
and
you've seen
it only works in one state. And if you want a different state,
let me explain. Let me explain to people what it was. So if you don't care to see it and you want to hear about it, whatever. If you want to see it yourself and you don't want to spoil it, I'm going to tell the story right now. So woman gets like a brain tumor, something's wrong with her brain, lesions or whatever, and she's going to die. This company came up with a way to map her brain and fix the part that's broken, but it requires software on the cloud environment to run. And in order for her to keep living, she has to pay a subscription every month.
Yep.
And they keep screwing with her where the subscriptions are getting more expensive if you want to go out further, if you want different abilities. And they finally, and these people don't have a lot of money, and they finally screw them by making them the initial subscription she had now has ads.
Yep.
And everywhere she goes, she's saying ads. So like she's a school teacher, and this one kid has really, beat up shoes. And earlier in the show, they showed the compassion of the teacher saying, "Oh, you don't have to worry about your shoes. No one cares." But now when she goes and she doesn't realize she's doing it, she's telling the kid where to go. Well, you'll need new shoes. New shoes are blah, 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 blah. And it's just horrific. And you know how, okay, remember, you've seen Game of Thrones, right?
Yeah.
You know how much you hated Joffrey? Like, absolutely hated Joffrey?
Well, some people hate
Most people hated Joffrey. It's how you know the kid was a good actor, right? Whoever that woman was that played the corporate salesperson, she must be one of the greatest actresses in the world because I cannot stand that woman. I hate her so much because of that role. I'm sure she's a wonderful person and a brilliant actor, but how callous and uncaring she was unbelievable. So anyway, so during the show, they have to keep upgrading her software or all this stuff. And if they don't have the subscription, she's going to die.
Right.
Gummi, that's going to happen at some point. Yeah. It's terrifying.
Yes.
I mean, you're absolutely right. A pacemaker. You want your pacemaker to work when you're overseas? Upgrade.
You want to hear something funny?
No. Okay. I'm terrified. Go ahead.
So the grandfather of SaaS, software as a service, actually follows me on TikTok.
Is that right?
Yeah, I got into a conversation with him.
Oh, that's cool.
He's a really cool guy, but I don't think he could have foreseen all the things that are going to become subscription based now.
Yeah.
Like, if you think about the things that we used to be able to, or that we used to just buy outright, right? That now have become a subscription.
Yeah.
Like, I'll give you a perfect example. QuickBooks.
Oh,
we
used to
buy QuickBooks.
You would pay $200 or $300 and have the software and do whatever you wanted with the software.
And you could use it for
multiple
2,
businesses,
3, 5 years, whatever, right? And I remember the one year, we got a notification saying that we would not be able to upgrade or renew our desktop version, that it was now going to a SaaS model. And we looked at it, and the cost of QuickBooks was going to quadruple for us, because what we would do is, because we didn't use all the features that were in there.
Yeah.
So we would upgrade like every 2 years or every 3 years. Well, there were certain functions that we needed that were going to get discontinued from the desktop version and were only available in the SaaS version.
Yeah.
And the SaaS version was twice as expensive as when we used to just buy it outright. Like, it was crazy. So we're now stuck with a QuickBooks subscription.
Do you know where all this started? I saw a video on the origins of these subscription models. It's something that you know very well. I don't know if you use it, but you know it very well. And probably everyone on the podcast does too.
Where subscription models?
Where the subscription model really started to take off.
I want to say cell phones.
No.
Oh.
So the software subscription model.
Software subscriptions. Gaming, I think.
Salesforce.
Oh, is this Salesforce?
Salesforce. There's a really good video on the origin of the SaaS subscription model. And Salesforce was the one that really, I mean, it wasn't the first one, but it was the first big one that really took it to the next level, where you needed a subscription for everything.
Wow.
And now you can't buy Microsoft Word anymore. You have to have the Office subscription.
Oh yeah.
Everything's becoming a subscription.
But
but for software, I don't like it, but I can see it. But now if you're talking about people's lives, again, we're not there yet. I know this is far-fetched, and it's a show, but a lot of the things, if you watch Black Mirror throughout the years, and if you've never seen Black Mirror, it's basically a dystopian look into how technology that's supposed to help our lives is ruining our lives.
Yep.
Right? That's really that in a nutshell. That's what Black Mirror is. Um, so if you watch the show throughout the years, a lot of these things are happening.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. They're like the one about the social points where you couldn't fly if you didn't have a certain number of reviews.
Oh yeah.
Remember?
Yep.
And the girl, like, she couldn't get on the plane, and because she was arguing, her reviews kept going down, and then she wound up getting arrested. That was happening in China. They were
really?
doing a couple years ago. You didn't know about that?
No.
Yeah, in China, if you didn't, they had supposedly. If you go online, you find it. They had cameras everywhere, and they remind if you jaywalked and they knew who you were, you would lose social status, few points here and there. And if you didn't have a certain social status, you couldn't take a train, you couldn't take a plane. It was crazy. Wow. I don't know that would ever come to the U.S., but I'm not going to say no. I'm not going to say no. It's not going to come to the U.S. So stuff like that is terrifying.
Dude, can you imagine like an airline would start like a best flyers ever,
Well,
and you would need a 5-star social rating to be
think
allowed
about
to
it.
fly with that airline.
Well, I
Would you
promise you.
But here's the thing: would you pay a premium knowing that you were only traveling with people that are 5-star rated as travelers?
So that's the thing, right? So maybe, and it's horrible to say, but go online and look at all the fights and stuff on planes. And most of the time it's the people's fault. Completely agree, it's the people's fault. You shouldn't act like that on a plane. But I do a lot of traveling.
Yeah.
It's frustrating. It is frustrating as anything on flights. And the problem is the companies are callous. They don't care.
Yep.
They just don't care anymore. I'm not going to name any specific companies and whatnot, but stuff like that happens to me sometimes where the flight is delayed. I'm going to miss my connection, and they don't care. There's like, just go to the booth and get rebooked on another flight. Yeah, sometimes that is a huge inconvenience, and it's not that simple.
No.
But they're like, yeah, just go get another flight. No, hey, the pilot might say, hey, sorry about that, but no real, what's the word? They don't really take care of you.
Right.
They just don't. And the security sometimes, right? Like getting into the airport and stuff, that can be a disaster too.
That's TSA.
Yeah. So, yeah, I could see an airline saying, you can't get on this flight because you don't have a certain, I'm not going to call it social status, but we've recognized you as a potential problem passenger from a previous flight.
Yep.
Or I should say identified you as a potential problem passenger from a previous flight. And now you can't get on.
And that brings up all kinds of issues like with refusal of service and why are you refusing the service?
Right.
Or is it because of
it's a matter of time?
Yeah, but now we're getting into that fine tuning of like, so for example, the whole clapping when a plane lands.
Yeah.
Never seen that till I came to the US. I'm like,
oh yeah, you won't see that anywhere else.
I'm like, why?
I don't understand that myself.
I'm like, why are we clapping? Like, everybody did their job, right? Like nobody went above and beyond on this flight. Like the airplane took off, we got served our drinks, the airplane landed. Like we're clapping for that. But it's funny because different people have, if we talk like culturally, right?
Yep.
So like there are certain smells that get to me and there's no way to avoid them when you're on an airplane, right? So I can imagine, like, my wife hates the smell of fish jerky, which is like a delicacy in Iceland, right? So imagine if I'm on an airplane and I open a bag of that. That's going to fill 7 rows back, 7 rows front.
Yeah, and
like,
some people don't care. Meaning that they're the ones who are going to open it and not care that it affects everyone around them.
Well, now do you get minus points for that? Is that enough reason for you not to be allowed on flights because you like something that's considered a delicacy in your country? Right now, or is that stereotyping?
Right.
Like, and there's all these things. It's like when I was working on the Glacier the one year, for some reason, every time we got a bus of Asians, the entire cabin would smell like Vapor Rub.
Okay.
right?
Yeah, because
And
that's a yeah, I got it.
it's
Yep.
a thing. They
There's
rub
nothing
it
wrong
on.
with it, but it's just what it is.
Correct. It is what it is. Like it's a thing that they use or something similar that
Clear your nose out.
It does clear your nose out, right? And it's cold. People are sniffling. Like
Yeah.
Iceland isn't exactly tropical weather, right? But it was one of those things. We just knew it, and it was what it was.
Yeah.
But we had one guy that would always complain that it was happening, right? Because the smell
Yeah.
of that,
It
like
bothered him
meant
that much. Yeah.
correct. But now we're getting into those types of conversations. Like, do you get deducted social points or because of that?
Yeah.
Like
Who makes those rules?
correct, right? It's
I know it's I think undoubtedly there's going to be portions of things like that
Yeah.
that we're going to be dealing with in the next 10 to 20 years.
Oh, I can tell you when we Joe Cover that does the review stuff, right?
Yes.
So basically, just to explain to people, so he basically manages your reputation online, right? So he monitors every site that has review options, and he goes in and responds to all the reviews on your behalf, right? So I have access to a lot of these profiles as well for our clients, and every once in a while, I'll see a 1-star or 2-star review come in. The first thing I always do when we get that review is not look up or contact the customer to see about that review or whether it's correct or incorrect. I go click on the person's profile that left the review to go see what other reviews they have left.
Right.
And almost without fail, if they're leaving a 1 or 2-star review for you, the vast majority of their reviews that they leave are going to be 1 or
2 stars.
There's going to be a couple where you can tell like they really love that place, but most of them are all negative reviews, right?
Right.
So how we respond to those types of reviews is very different than someone that has given out 99% 5-star reviews and you're the only 1-star.
Right.
Right? Like it's because it tells us a lot about the person giving the review. So I'm just imagining, like, imagine if restaurants had a rating system for customers, right? And before you walk in, your face gets scanned, whatever, right? And they go, oh, he has a tendency of leaving 2-star reviews for all the restaurants he goes to.
Jeez.
We're not going to
No,
serve
you're
him.
right. Yeah, the review service.
Yeah, like no, you're a bad customer. We don't want you.
Oh man.
Right?
Oh, God.
That would totally flip the script.
This rabbit hole would be never ending.
Correct.
It would be never ending.
But it would totally flip the script
Yeah,
on
you're
reviews, right? Is now we're reviewing you as a customer rather
Yeah.
than you reviewing us as a business.
Do you have the right to do that?
Absolutely.
Should you have the right to do that?
Should you have the right to publicly review my business?
Yeah, but then at that point, oh man, this is a never ending rabbit hole because at
Correct.
that point, it's well, now I'm punishing you for being honest or what you think is honest.
Yep.
Wow. Ew.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. Ah.
Right? Like I would be banned from most restaurants because like I rate things differently than most. Like you don't by default get a 5-star.
Right.
You get by default for me a 3-star. Like if I go to, let's say, a chain restaurant,
Yeah.
right? I know what the expectation is. I know what the food level should be. I know what the service should be, right? Like, because you kind of know that from these chains.
Yep.
If everything goes according to my expectations, that's a 3-star review, right? You did the job. It was exactly what, like there was no above and beyond.
Yeah.
But if I go to one of them and like the server is like super helpful or nice, I'll give them an extra star and say, well, it's because of the service, right? Because it's most certainly never the food at these places. But if I go to a restaurant that I've never heard of and it blows me out of the water, like food is awesome, service is great, that's 5 stars to me. But if you just do your job and you serve me just exactly what you're supposed to do, that's 3 stars to me, right? Like
we've had this conversation
Yes.
on a different. I remember maybe 5 or 6 weeks ago we had a whole conversation about reviews and how I think they should go.
Yeah, but I don't think they should go. I think the system should be changed.
Yeah.
Right? Like if I order a cup off of Amazon and it's a cup and it holds my liquid and it seals, basically if it does what it's supposed to do, it should be a 3-star.
Yeah.
Right? Now if I get the cup and it's unusually good, like it holds my drink colder than most cups. Well, that should be 4 stars then, right? Like, because it went above and beyond the expectations.
Right.
Same thing. If like it doesn't do anything other than just hold the liquid, that should be a 2 star, right? Because like it wasn't even a thermal cup.
But the mentality of everybody is a 3
Mhm.
star is bad, means something went wrong if you're getting a 3 star.
But that's because that's what we've conditioned people to.
No, I know. That's the problem. People don't look at 3 stars. People don't even look at 4 stars as good.
I know.
If they see a 4.0,
I know.
these people, something's wrong here.
And the problem are not just, it's not the customers, right? The problem is the way like the Amazons and the Googles and the Yelps and them have set it up, right? Is they expect you to get a 5-star review for everything.
Right.
Like that is their baseline. If they never would have started with that as a baseline, then it could have gone differently.
Yeah.
Like if they would have said, you know, a baseline review is 3 stars, met expectations, right? Then,
right.
But currently it's 5 stars for meeting expectations. And I'm like, what? But then how do I give them extra credit?
Right.
Right. If I'm already maxed out for meeting expectations, how do I reward the ones that go above and beyond? Right.
Hence, I think it needs to go away. I know you think it needs to be different. Anyway. All right. So anyway, if you're Black Mirror fans,
oh, it's great.
Yeah, it is. Sometimes it really makes you think. And if you're not, I recommend go watch it. Watch it. You got to get past the first episode of the first season.
Yes.
Very, 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 very different than the rest of the shows.
Yeah,
although it
weird.
itself is very interesting,
Yeah.
but very different than the rest of the series.
Yeah.
So, all right.
It's a great show.
So for those of you watching this live on TikTok and other platforms, we are more than happy to take your questions. Just for a refresher, what we do is we go through Reddit and other channels and we find people that have questions about starting their business, and we give them or running a business, something like that. And we give them advice on because this is what Gummi and I have been doing for so long. So we give advice on that. And we do have a question from TikTok. So this is from Zach on TikTok, who says, "How will the new tax bill affect businesses?" Well, we can't answer that yet. And the reason we can't answer it yet is because the bill has not passed anything yet. It's just being proposed. But there's a couple of parts to it. The one that would affect businesses is the no tax on tips. I think that's the one that affects businesses the most.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And the no tax on tips, I think what it does is part of the problem that restaurants are having is getting wait staff. Wait staff is very hard to find these days because there's 2 parts to it. Number one, most, not all, but most businesses will pay at that minimum wage for wait staff, which is only like $2.50 an hour or something. I mean, it's crazy.
Yep.
But the idea was supposed to be that you get tips, and the tips help out with that. So that's the first thing, and then the second thing is people are getting that $2.50, but they're not making a lot in tips because some people aren't tipping. A lot of people aren't tipping, as a matter of fact. The last chart that I saw showed 10 years ago, if arbitrarily tips were up here, now they're down here. People aren't tipping nearly as much.
Well. So let's get.
I mean, this is your industry, so
no. When I go to, the problem has become everybody's asking for them constantly.
Yes,
and I think people
tip exhaustion. Yes. Everywhere you go.
Yes,
everywhere.
Like I was at a graduation yesterday, and I bought a pretzel at a graduation, and on the thing it says, "Would you like to leave a tip?"
Oh.
And I'm like, I'm buying a $9 pretzel at a university campus, and you're asking me if I want to leave a tip for someone, once again, meeting expectations. You pulled it from the heater and you handed it to me.
Did you make it? No.
Did you do anything other than hand me the product I just paid for? No.
Yeah.
You don't get a tip. Right?
No, you're right. Tip exhaustion has really become a problem in this country. It really has.
Like it used to be restaurants and cab drivers.
Yeah, pretty much.
That was it, right? Now
it's everybody.
You hire a mover. Are you going to tip the mover?
Yeah.
I don't know. What about my plumber? Do I tip my plumber?
Right.
Do I tip my, like, who do we tip anymore? Like, because it seems like just Starbucks. I go in and I order a black coffee.
Yeah.
All the person has to do is do the thingy and hand me the cup. Does that deserve a tip?
If they're being paid $2.50 an hour, yes.
But they're not.
But they're not. Right.
Right?
That's what I'm saying. They're not. In
So-
fact, in Starbucks are being paid $15, aren't they?
I don't
think
know what
Starbucks has a minimum of 15. I could be wrong on that, so don't quote me on that.
Yeah, but like
Actually, I'm gonna look it up.
I think that's part of why we're seeing tipping go down. Is just people are. I don't know whether the stats are skewed, whether tipping has gone down in general, or if tipping has gone down because more people are asking for tips.
In California, Starbucks baristas now earn $20.25 per hour.
Yep.
Oh, it's because the state has a minimum of
Yeah.
Okay. I thought that was Starbucks doing that.
That's Starbucks.
So anyway, yeah.
But yeah, so like once again, it's that whole with statistics, right?
Yeah.
Like shark attacks go up alongside ice cream sales. Right?
Right. Because they're both in the summer. Sure.
It has nothing to do with ice cream, right?
Right.
So once again, I'm curious, has tipping gone down proportionally because there's more places asking for tips, or because we're no longer tipping the people that we were used to tipping?
Yeah, it's
Follow
true.
me?
Yeah.
So like, I think we're still tipping our cab drivers, Uber drivers, whatever. And I think we're still tipping our wait staff. I think we're just not tipping all these other people that are now asking for tips.
Yeah.
Right. Or these businesses.
So back to the waiters and waitresses, right? So back to the question about the tax bill. Again, if no tax on tips does go through, my guess is that it would entice people to get back into the wait staff, because now they're not paying. Well, the taxes on tips can add up quite a bit, especially if they're only making $2.50 an hour.
Yeah.
Right? It might entice people to go back into the industry, because now they're making 1/4, 1/3 more, because now they're not paying that money on tips. The problem is going to be, of course, the accounting for that. You have to keep what's the word?
Impeccable.
Impeccable. Thank you. Impeccable records. Impeccable.
Of what is tips and what
what's
not.
tips and what's not.
They kind of already have to do that.
Oh, do they?
Well, yeah, because think about the percentage of people that pay with a credit card.
Well, sure. Yeah.
So they
but
have
I'm talking
to
about cash mostly.
Yes, because all tips paid in cash get reported.
Well, now they don't have to. Right?
You think they were prior?
No, I know.
But yeah, and I mean, those records are all kept. Everybody has a log of
But that brings up a good point, though. About the I go to Starbucks where they're already making $15 an hour, and I tip them. Is that no tax on tips too? I guess so.
If it's no tax on tips, it's no tax on tips, right?
So it's benefiting.
So here's
a larger
my question.
group than it's supposed to. I think.
So when my electrician shows up, right? Because you're allowed to add tips under certain conditions.
Yeah.
Like, let's take a restaurant. They can say groups of 10s, automatic 20% gratuity, right?
Yep.
What's stopping my electrician from saying, "Oh, we have a 20% tipping surcharge on your bill," and now he gets 20% of his revenue as tips?
Right. I'll bet you, I'm looking at the rules. I'll bet you the rule is going to have to be something like, if you make the $2.50 an hour, then there's no tax on tips.
Correct.
Because it wouldn't make sense otherwise.
Yeah, there's probably going to be an income limit.
Yeah,
right?
there has to be.
Meaning like, let's take you, for example, right?
Take me.
Yeah. As an attorney, right?
Yeah. Trust me, people don't take me.
No. But like, if you said, I normally charge $2.50 an hour, but for you it's just $100 plus whatever you feel like tipping me.
Okay.
Right? Okay.
That doesn't sound like a good attorney, but that's okay.
No, but I'm just saying, right? Like, there's going to be all these games that are going to get played with this tipping thing if they don't have very clear rules.
Yeah, you're right.
On, like, it should be wait staff and drivers.
I would say it's got to be people that earn
a
certain amount.
Let's start with two industries. Let's start with restaurants and let's start with drivers and see how that goes before we say no tax on tips, period. Right? And I have a feeling that they're going to limit it to certain...
It has to. Because everybody gets tipped now. Everybody. No matter where you go,
Otherwise,
what you do.
dude, I'm not charging my customers anything. I'm just taking tips.
Just taking tips.
Just taking
it's all
tips.
tips.
It's all
I
tips.
work for free. It's all tips. All right. So, Zach, we don't know because these bills haven't been passed officially. We don't know what the language of the bills are yet. But I would have to guess that's what's going to happen. I think it will entice some people to come back into the waitstaff industry.
At the end of the day, almost any tax bill that is passed for businesses, when you increase the taxes that they pay, they end up spending more on capital improvements.
Yep.
When you increase the taxes that when you increase,
you meant decrease.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you decrease, capital investments normally go up,
Yep.
right? Which is good for everybody.
Yep.
Because now the guy that does the steel beams gets a job, right? And then he hires people, and then the carpenter.
That's what's supposed to happen. It doesn't always, but that's what's supposed to happen.
Correct. But with capital improvements,
with small businesses, that's generally what happens.
Well,
with small businesses.
I can tell you because we work a lot with contractors and stuff, right? So I can tell you when they cut the corporate taxes the last time.
Yep.
We saw more bids from companies like Fortune 500 companies.
Sure.
Doing renovations and upgrades than we had seen the years prior.
Yeah, but those same companies were also they took. You understand? Those companies have a lot of money that they saved. They took arbitrarily a quarter of it and put it back into the economy, and then used the rest to do stock buybacks and things like that. Right?
Correct.
So small businesses aren't doing stock buybacks.
No.
They're hiring more people. They're getting more supplies. Yes. They're making new products, investing in new things. We don't have stock buybacks. There's no stock to buy back. We're small. So small, medium-sized businesses will generally benefit from something like that.
Yes.
And I mean, 99 times out of 100, as far as every business owner I have, they're not taking that money, putting it in their pockets.
No.
I don't take money, put it in my pockets. I take my money and I hire people.
I reinvest.
I reinvest in my company. I'm doing more and more things. So anyway, let's not get into a political discussion here.
No. It's interesting how taxes can swing the decisions that businesses make.
All right, so Zach, there you go. Anybody else that's listening live on what?
Once there's a final bill, we can.
Yeah, once there's a final bill, we'll have a better understanding. So, anyone who's listening live, please feel free to send us a question if about your business, your business questions if you're doing a startup or something like that. But in the meantime, let's go to Reddit.
If you want to see more content like this, please just subscribe to the channel. Subscriber count helps a lot. Yay.
Let's see what Reddit has to say. And today we are in business_ideas. All right, let's see. Considering purchase of bounce house rental business. Ooh. Those are cool.
I had a friend that was in that business.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
This is from your IT manager who says, "Hi all. I'm evaluating the purchase of a bounce house and inflatable rental business in a U.S. metro area and wanted to get some perspective from others with experience in asset-heavy, event-based businesses. Here are the facts. The asking price, $135,000. Business type, bounce house, inflatable rental, established in 2005. The seller claims cash flow finances of $370,000, EBITDA of $179,000, and inventory value of $210,000. Okay, hold it right there before you go any further. They want $135,000 for an EBITDA of $179,000. If that EBITDA is true, you take that all day.
Yeah, I'm sitting here. I'm like,
since when is the asking price less than the EBITDA?
Well, it can be.
It shouldn't be.
It shouldn't, but it
unless he lost a lot of business. All right, let's move on.
Okay.
So there's a bunch of assets, 30 plus inflatables. Wow, this guy has been around for a while. The Chevy truck, et cetera, et cetera. Important notes, this is an asset sale only, no legal entity. Okay, but you're still, even in an asset sale, you're buying the customer list.
Yeah, but he's saying inventory value is $210,000.
What?
Asking $135,000.
Okay.
Something's off.
Would appreciate feedback from others who sold businesses like this. Does the asking price seem reasonable? Yeah. Any gotchas? I think so. I don't know what they are, though.
No.
Something's wrong. There's something wrong here. How are you going to have inventory?
Oh, hold on. No client list, booking history, or active revenue stream transfers. CRM will
There
start
you go.
empty.
Okay.
Seller operates other party rental businesses and will remain in the industry post sale, including inflatable and other party rentals.
So you're not getting the buyout. You're not buying the person out. You're buying their inventory.
So I can tell you, just having, if you would get nothing but the phone number.
Yeah.
The phone number is worth more than
phone number, the website, whatever.
Yeah, it's worth more than all the inventory that you're buying. So
but what you're buying is the inventory.
He's
buying old inventory. Is what he's buying.
So he's not buying the business. He's basically buying the equipment and starting a new business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
it's old equipment.
Yeah.
If it's been around since 2005, it's likely old equipment.
Yep. Now I get it.
Okay. There's the gotcha. There's the catch.
Yep.
I was going to say, there's no way you're getting even of 179 for 135. It just doesn't make sense. All right. So is there any way to make this work? The problem you're going to have is you're going to be up against, if he's going to continue in the industry, he's going to go out and buy new equipment.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to have fresh, clean equipment that you're going to be competing against.
Mm-hmm.
He has a reputation. He has customers. Everyone knows him. When someone goes out and says, hey, we want a bounce house, the family down the street's going to recommend him because they don't know who you are yet.
Mm-hmm.
You're buying this thing for 135, which might be good if the inventory is really worth 210. That might be okay.
Yeah.
But the issue is that now you're going to have to spend $70,000, $100,000 over the next 3 or 4 years in marketing just for people to find out who you are.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
You're going to have to get the trucks rewrapped. You're going to have to get, you're basically starting a new business. So if let's approach it from this perspective, right? Would you start a new business in that industry today if you were competing in the area that you're in, right? Like, so we don't know where he is. He's in the metro area. I don't know whether it's Vegas or New York, right? Like, if you're in Vegas, this could be a business 365 days a year. If you're in New York, it's 7 months.
Right.
It normally ends, I think, by like end of October. They stop leasing them in this area because it gets too cold.
Yeah, it gets too cold out. Yeah.
So now the question becomes, like, if he has been doing, what was the cash flow, 370?
Cash flow 370.
Okay. How long would it take you to get to that number, right? Knowing that you're competing with him. Like, would you go out and buy your inflatables from scratch? Because that's my question. Like, if you're buying this for $135,000 and you're not getting anything, you're getting equipment.
Yep.
Why not just go out and buy 5 brand new bouncy houses and a truck for the same price?
So you have new equipment.
Now you have brand new equipment.
Yep.
You could do something other than what's there. Like, there's no difference between buying this and
the difference. So one thing that they're saying is, and this is probably where they're getting, and I hate to use the word, but maybe suckered into it.
Mm-hmm.
A branded website plus social media pages, a CRM platform, and introduction to the seller's external marketing team, along with 4 weeks of training and support. Sounds like a franchise, doesn't it? I'm not going to use the bell. Sounds like a franchise.
You can use the bell on you.
That's okay. Sounds like a franchise.
Okay, so he is getting some of the branded stuff.
Yeah.
He is getting introduction to external marketing teams. But so really that's what you're paying for, is the access to the experience, the website. If you get the phone number, the website, the social media.
I don't think you get, no. I don't think you get the website. I think they're building a website for you, for your brand. You're not getting there.
He gets a branded
website
plus social media pages.
Yeah. New brand.
Oh.
That's what I would guess.
So this technically isn't franchising. This would almost.
That's true, because you have a different name.
Correct.
Yeah.
So this is almost more like a licensing deal.
Yeah. Well, is it? Because you're not using the name.
Oh, that's true.
You're just taking all you're taking is the inventory. You're taking the inventory and they're saying, hey, that's what it is. They're giving you a bunch of old inventory and they're saying, okay, we're going to give you a whole business.
Do you remember when they were selling the turnkey businesses?
They still do.
Right. That's kind of what
terrible.
That's kind of what this is sounding like. Right? Here's the turnkey business. Here's the inventory you need. We'll help you set up the website. We'll help you get. So once again, I'll get turnkey businesses. If you find a good one, right, which is a very, very rare find.
Yep.
Can work. Right. This sounds like it. let's play devil's advocate.
Yeah.
Okay. So I suggested just start over by yourself, do your own thing, buy everything new, and go compete one-on-one. Right.
Yep.
This model is get access to someone that's already done it, built it successfully, and basically be mentored with your first bouncy house business.
Yeah.
What are the pros and cons of each, right? Because getting mentored by someone that's already been there, done that,
Yep.
knows a marketing team that is good at this and can help generate that kind of revenue could be worth it.
Yeah.
Right? Like this could very well be worth it just for those things. So you're basically paying for the mentorship, the access to the teams, and the inventory.
Yep.
On the other side, you're buying new and you have to find your own marketing team. You have to find your own. So
take a look at the comments.
What?
In fact, the one that I've just highlighted.
What
does it say? Looks like it's a turnkey. It's a turnkey business. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
This here for me is key, right? So Windstride 3 says CRM starts empty. Why? So the seller can compete with you.
Yeah.
Run away from this deal. I got to agree with that.
Yeah.
They are offloading old used equipment, and they're going to take your money, and they're going to buy new equipment with it, and then they're going to in the market.
It could be, yeah.
That's what I think is going to happen.
Yeah. I mean, if you're doing this, do it in a market that's outside of the one that he's competing.
Oh yeah,
in.
Sure. So let's use Vegas for example. Or you said Vegas. This guy's in Vegas, and you want to buy his equipment and go to Reno.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yes.
I'm okay with as long as he's not in Reno.
But
I'm kind of okay with that.
Yeah.
Because you're buying equipment now, and you can
Correct.
use the equipment in Reno.
Yeah. Like
But if you're staying in Vegas, he's going to kill you. He's going to absolutely decimate you in the market.
And the marketing team now is representing both of you.
They can't. They can't. You're marketing. How hard would it be for you to have two competitors?
We will not take on a competitor if the joint service area is more than 20% of either party's service area.
Yep.
Right. So like where we are, I'll take the basement waterproofing guy as an example. Right.
I love that guy.
He services all of Bucks County for basement waterproofing as his primary service area. His secondary service areas then expand another, call it 20 miles outside of Bucks County in any direction. So if someone came to me from Montgomery County, which is right next to it, and says, hey, we service primarily Montgomery County. And then we service like west and north, but we don't go into Bucks County. I would consider taking on both of those because the only overlapping area is the border.
Yeah, sure.
Between, right? And I consider being the key word, because if they say, no, we primarily want to focus northwest, that's not competing with my other guy at all. Right. Now, on the other hand, because I have this question right now in front of me, is I have a guy that does water treatment systems.
Yeah.
Right. His service area is central Bucks to northern Bucks. Right. So think 78
to
Doylestown.
All right.
Okay. I have another water treatment guy. His service area is Plumsteadville through Newtown.
Okay. That's cutting it close.
That's a lot of overlap.
Yeah.
Right. Especially like that's the entire central Bucks.
Yeah, it is.
So now the question comes up, do I take them on and tell them, listen, I can work with you, just I won't do it north of Doylestown.
Right.
Like I'm upfront with them.
Yeah.
I tell them like I have one of your competitors as a client. This is where you overlap. I can do it for both of you, but I would rather focus my effort on the area where you guys aren't competing.
Right.
Right.
So I can't see, again, it's just me, this marketing company so in the comments later on, he says that this your IT manager says that the guy says his company is worth $4.5 million. The full company, not just the bouncy part of it, which means he's giving a lot of money and a lot of business to this marketing company. I can't see a situation where the marketing company is going to do you
So that's the worth of the company, right? So
Yeah.
that's not the revenue.
No, but still,
Yeah,
revenue means the revenue is probably higher.
right. So I'm trying to think like how much he
Well,
would.
he's spending certainly several hundred thousand,
Yeah,
if not 500,000, right?
yeah.
So you're going to come in now off the street with what, a $10,000, $20,000 budget, and they're going to support you over him?
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not happening.
No.
There's no way. My opinion, this is not a good deal for you. Not a good deal.
Unless you're going to a different town.
Yeah, based on the facts that you've given us, this is not a good deal for you.
No.
So, good luck. Again, if you're going somewhere else, okay,
Yes.
cool, buy some inventory then. But then again, you might want to look into what is it going to cost to buy this stuff new?
Yeah,
Might not be that much more.
The key here really is like if you can plug into a marketing team that's been there, done that, and knows this business inside out, that's worth a lot.
Yeah.
Because like for almost any marketing company, there's a learning period for an industry.
Right.
Right. Like, yes, there's research available. Yes, you have experience with other clients, but there's always like little niche things that you have to figure out. Right. So when you hire a new marketing company, you're paying for that learning period because you're the test client. Right. Second guy in benefits from that experience.
Right.
So once again, if this marketing company has it nailed down, right, and has high return on ad spend, that's could be worth a lot of advertising dollars.
It could be, but the problem is it's a limited market.
Yeah.
There's only so many people.
This is why like if you're taking the stuff and moving over a town or not overlapping with him,
it could be worth it.
It could be worth it, right? Like you really have to run the numbers on this one. Like really.
All right. So you're IT manager. Good luck to you.
Mm-hmm.
Again,
and I can tell you it's a tough business.
Oh,
my buddy that was up here, he lasted like 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
Was never able to make it his full-time job and ended up selling out to a much bigger entity that basically bought his inventory. And,
that happens. All right, we're going to move on here. This is Many Breadfruit 9359 who says, thoughts on this idea. Hi, everyone. I've been thinking about launching an app based on the concept I couldn't stop thinking about. I recently analyzed 150,000 plus negative reviews from G2 covering over 8,000 software products. The idea was simple. What if you could turn user complaints into startup opportunities?
Find a problem?
No.
And then build something around the problem?
Get out of here.
Wow.
No.
I've never said that.
No, ever. I first came across a now deleted Reddit post about someone working at a hotel who noticed a flaw in their internal software. They built a plugin to solve it and ended up making some solid side income. The story stuck with me. It made me wonder how many other pain points are hidden in plain sight, just waiting for someone to act on them. Okay, before we go any further, that's actually a good idea. I like that. Look at the negative reviews and analyze. I would use AI to do it. Analyze, say, okay, what are the top 10 things people are complaining about?
Yeah. Or let AI loose and find the common problem.
Yeah.
Right? Before you start trying to drill it down any further, just have it find the common problem in all the comments for everything.
Yep. So I built a system that scrapes and categorizes G2 negatives reviews. I then use AI to detect user-reported issues, usability complaints, and feature gaps. I map those across specific companies and categories. The end result is a database of user pain points that could inspire SaaS products, browser extensions, or even niche plugins. That is a very, very, very cool idea. I like this.
I do too.
I like this quite a bit. This could be you could do one of two things with this, right? Well, probably more than that, but the two things that come to mind is you're the one who builds the tools to fix, or it's a subscription base for people that want to know what's broken and they want to go and build the tools.
What he's doing here is a tool in by itself for software developers that are looking for something to develop.
Right.
He's created the solution
Yep.
to the problem, and the problem being that software developers don't know what they should be developed. He basically created a solution for himself that at the same time is a solution for others.
Yeah, I agree. This is a pretty cool idea. I do like this. So let's talk about that. So you turn it into a subscription model. Here we go, back to the subscriptions. All right, but this one isn't an implant in your brain. It's going to kill you. So, but you turn this into a subscription model. What do you charge? What do you charge for something like this?
So I wouldn't charge as a subscription model for the software companies for this.
Okay.
I would do it per report.
Oh, like Carfax.
Yeah. So like if you want to report on, because he mapped it by industries and all that stuff,
Yep.
you could say, hey, if you want the hotel report, that's $2,000.
Gotcha.
If you want the CRM report, that's $6,000, right? So it's a one-time, because businesses are looking, like if you're a software developer, you often have a niche. So like you like building software for
Right.
CRM. Well, it's cheaper for you to buy this from this guy one time for $2,000 than it is going through all of this work and figuring it out. Right?
I mean, think about all the industry reports that you used to get years ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
Way like, back in the 90s and early 2000s, you would pay, companies would pay $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 for a 20-page report on certain industry standard, what was going on in certain industries or whatever. And they would love it because it would give them insight into how to do certain things.
We buy those every once in a while.
Yeah.
Because like there are giant data houses that go through loads of information, and it's cheaper and easier for us just to buy the report from them than it is going through all of the research yourself.
Yeah. One of the comments here is actually very interesting. Did you make sure the reviews are recent? You don't want to fix a problem that's already been solved. That's a good point. That's a very good point.
But even still, I've said this a million times, right? Is if one industry has a problem, chances are a different industry has
goes somewhere else too. Yeah, that's very true. So this is cool. So it says, if you're building a SaaS or improving an existing one, this might cut through a lot of the guesswork and save time on validation. So that's great, man. So
I love this.
Oh, I do too.
Find a problem.
Find a lot of problems.
Yes, and create a solution to it.
Yeah.
Right? Like even the thing comes in here is you've built a tool that's super helpful. You now have choices. You can go build your own software and start competing with the software houses.
Yep.
Or you can solve the software houses problem and focus on that part of it. Right? Because there are new reviews being posted daily, which means that every 3 to 6 months, you would have an updated report.
Right.
Right? I like this by itself as a business idea.
No,
I
is.
Really do.
It's a really good idea.
It's the same thing. So once again, back to the review things, right? Like when we take on a new client, one of the first things I do is I go look at any review that they have. And then I take all those reviews and I drop it into an AI and I literally tell me the good, bad, and the ugly about this. And it gives me an outline about how customers are talking about the business. It gives me an outline of what keywords they're using to describe it.
Right.
It gives me what the negatives are that customers have experienced, right? Like supposedly for the ones that...
Sure.
But it's a really good starting point for me to understand, like, is the problem with this business that we're taking on, is the problem internal? Meaning they aren't getting enough repeat customers because they're starting to build a bad reputation?
Right.
Or is it a pure out marketing problem that not enough people know about them? Right? Like, so there's all kinds of good starting points. This is basically that for software companies.
So I was listening to, as every once in a while, I go through some of our clips and stuff from our podcast. And one of the ones we did recently, or the ones that came out recently, was someone had $10,000 and they wanted to know, what can I do with $10,000 in 90 days?
Mm-hmm.
That you can do in $10,000 in 90 days.
Yeah.
Almost instantly. This is not a difficult concept. It's a good concept. It's not a difficult concept to do.
Well, assuming you have the skill set to do it.
Or you hire someone that has the skill set to do it.
But this is, figure out a way to sell these reports.
Yeah.
Like that would be my advice. Don't start building another product to compete with someone that has a feature gap.
Yep.
Simply sell the reports.
Yeah. I mean, this person isn't, I don't know what to say. You're doing it all right. You're doing it all right.
Yes.
I have nothing to say on this.
I think
this is great.
The problem is it seems like he's struggling with figuring out, like, what's my deliverable? Like, what am I selling here? Right.
Yeah.
Like, because he was looking to build a SaaS product to solve the problems that he found.
Yeah.
But in doing so, he solved a problem that people are already willing to pay for.
Exactly. So no, the many breadfruit 93.59. This is a good one. I like this a
I do
lot.
too.
Good luck with this.
I would start looking at where could you expand this to,
Oh sure.
right? Like what other reviews could you scrape?
Well, they're just doing software reviews here. You can do product reviews very easily.
Yes.
Very easily.
Yes. Like how to build a better toaster oven.
Yeah.
Well, based on customer feedback.
Yeah, this is what everybody wants. These are the features
Right?
everybody wants in a car or whatever.
These are the features people don't like.
Yeah.
These are the features they do like, right? Like this is like customer research on a new level.
Although I am curious,
Mm-hmm.
when they say negative reviews, where does the negative start?
Well, it depends on how he set it up, right?
Yeah.
But like a negative review or a negative part of a review, it could be like, I like this cup, right? The only feature I don't like is I think the straw should be half an inch longer.
Uh-huh.
That's a negative comment in a positive review,
Right.
but it's still helpful.
So you think that he's doing it based on sentiment? Or is he doing it based on the score?
I think it's sentiment.
Sentiment?
Especially if you're using AI.
AI can do that. Yeah.
It's really good at that,
It is.
believe it or not. Like,
Oh, no.
It
I
understands.
built it.
Yeah, it understands that someone liked the product. There was just a feature with the product they didn't like, right? You liked the car. You just didn't like the cheap materials, right?
Right.
Of the seats or whatever. Still, overall, the car is good. I just don't like that one feature in the car. If you can figure out a way to, because that's what he built.
No, absolutely. All right. Yeah, many breadfruits.
Mhm.
Good luck to you. This is awesome. This is a
Yes.
really cool idea. I would love to hear in a few months where this went. I would love to hear
Me
about
too.
this in a few months. It'd be great. All right, moving on. Let's see. This is from Tommy D023, who says, "May be bad. I don't know. I want to make investment cards like a gift card. You can pick it up at a gas station. Pick it up at a gas station. You buy the card, scan it in, and bingo, you've invested $8 to $10, etc. I think it would be good for people who quit smoking or vaping, or if you just see it and say, I could spend a few bucks. Have the account tied into an app on your phone, and bingo, you're investing. Have it just track the NASDAQ and just be easy as lottery ticket purchase. I know they have apps, but and I have Robinhood. This way you could do both. I auto draft into my Robinhood, but some people can't or just don't because it's slightly difficult to set up the first time or think they don't have the cash. So because of the way it's written, it's a little hard to understand what he's saying. I think what he's saying is if I want to invest money, I guess in certain stocks, I could just go to the store, buy a card, pay for it, and boom, I've now invested in that stock.
Yeah, so the way I'm reading it is it's almost like buying a gift card.
Yeah.
And then when you scan the gift card, that money automatically gets deposited into your investment account that just follows the S&P 500.
Oh, okay. Maybe I read that wrong then.
Right, that's how I read it. So I think this is a pretty good idea. Not for, because people aren't gonna, well, I shouldn't say that. Someone might say, hey, instead of buying this, let me get this card. And then when you scan the card, it's auto invested, right?
Okay.
Where I think this is something I thought about because if you can find a way to make these actual gift cards where I can gift someone, like
investment money.
I go to a birthday party and instead of giving them a Target $50 gift card, I give them an S&P $50 gift card.
Okay, I got it.
Right? So like the moment I buy the card.
Instead of the bonds. Remember
Correct.
the old bonds?
Yep. Now that card, this card is tied. It owns $50 worth of S&P 500, right? And then if I give it to someone, by the time I give it to them, it could be worth $42 or it could be worth $72.
Yeah. Well, and God willing, it'll grow over time too. It's kind of the point. I like that approach. So years ago, when I was a kid, you were a kid. Our family would buy bonds, right? They paid $20, $25, $50 for a bond, whatever, and then that bond would grow over the years. And after like 20 years, the bond that was $50 was worth like 70.
Mhm.
It really did not earn a lot of
No.
money at all. That could be an interesting concept now. Instead of buying the bond,
Mhm.
you buy something in the S&P, and now you have all these S&P cards, and you can use them for college or something like that. 20 years
Correct.
from now, that's kind of a cool idea. Maybe
Yeah.
that's what they're talking about. I don't know.
Well,
It's the way it's written. It's kind of hard to
he's
tell.
it sounds like he is suggesting that opportunity purchases now become deliberate, right? That you invest as an opportunity purchase
Yeah.
because you can't find the will to have it auto deduct from your checking account. And I don't mean to sound mean, but I don't think people that don't set up an auto deduction from their paycheck to go into an investment account
Uh-huh.
are going to opportunity purchase investments.
Well, they might for other people, birthday cards and things
Once
like
again,
that.
for other people,
Yeah.
not for
Not for
themselves.
No,
Right.
no one's gonna do it for themselves. They'll just
So
if they want to do it, they're gonna do it
because
themselves.
I thought about this like a while ago, is like I wish that I could, instead of giving cards like a Target gift card when we go to birthday parties, I wish I could just go and buy one share of or a quarter of a share of Google,
Mhm.
and I could put that on a gift card, and that's what I give the kid. Now they have to go set up their account,
Yeah.
right? But once they scan the card, that quarter of a share is transferred to them.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I think it would be a great way to get kids started in investing, right?
That'd be tough though, because the problem with it is you have to have an account.
Mhm.
You have to have a brokerage account. The
Correct.
kids are gonna have a brokerage account
So
already.
no, but the gift card is the brokerage account,
I see what you're saying.
right? So that becomes like almost like a mutual fund,
Yeah.
right? So whenever I pay $50, that fund auto purchases $50 worth of S&P 500 stock, or so you would almost have to make it a mutual fund that people are buying into. So when I buy that gift card for $50, that's $50 that gets added to that mutual fund.
Oh yeah, no, I totally understand that. It's the tracking of what if you lose the card, it's somehow because you can't have orphan stocks.
What happened back in the day when people would lose a stock certificate?
There's still a record of it.
Okay, so why can't there be a record of
I
this?
guess you'd have to have the person's name
Correct.
attached to it. Yeah.
Which is fine. Like, if you're buying it as a gift, you at least have their name.
Yeah.
Right?
You
Like,
have to.
there's got to be a way to do that.
No, I'm sure there is. It's definitely an interesting idea, different approach. It is kind of cool. Let's see. This person down in the comment says, "I don't know. It's just a thought. Check out Giftock, Giftock. It's very similar to what you subscribe. There are others out there as well.
Oh,
yeah, I know. I've never
I'm
heard
gonna
of it.
look that up.
Let's take a look. Would you prefer a gift card? Where a gift card amount may grow over time?
Oh, yeah. So
Yeah, there you go.
So-
Link your gift amount to stocks, gold, and
or
other assets for growth. So
Yep.
there you go. So they're out there.
Yep.
I've never heard of this. Have you?
I hadn't either, and I was looking for this a few years ago.
Well, there it is. Oh, the S&P, there it is.
Yep.
Yeah, it's crazy. There's your Google.
This is brilliant. This is
I'm just curious how this works. There's a uniquely digital gift card that can be sent to anyone anywhere in the world instantly. The only card that makes gifting, investing, and spending hassle-free.
Oh, so that's how you do it. Because once I put in the person's name and email address,
Yeah, it goes to them.
It's linked to someone.
Yeah. Kind of cool.
And then anything that gets orphaned probably goes back to this company.
Probably. I don't know what to see.
I'm gonna.
But that's cool.
I'm
That's
gonna
not a bad idea.
I'm gonna go read the terms of service.
I
for
know
this when I'm done.
exactly. I'm curious how that works.
Yep.
So, so Tommy D023, it was a good idea,
Yeah.
but it looks like it's being done.
So not the way he's described, but just something similar. Yes.
Similar to it. Yeah.
So if that's working, once again, there's always room for competition in the market.
Yeah.
You just gotta evaluate whether or not it's worth the startup capital to get into it.
And Dark Ice Light says in the comments, extremely high risk stuff due to potential system / security failures, without question.
Yeah.
Incredibly high risk.
Yep.
You're just begging for fraud issues.
Mhm.
So again, so this is a quintessential example of I have an idea. I
Mhm.
just don't know what to do with it. Right?
Yeah.
That's a good idea. How the heck are you going to implement that?
I don't think you can.
right? The amount of investment, the security, getting on board with the SEC and the exchanges. I mean, that is going to be
It's huge.
it's a huge undertaking.
Yep.
So this is where we always talk about where people have ideas for businesses, but they're not going to be able to run that business. They don't have the connections, they don't have the know-how to actually make that business viable.
Yeah, I think this would qualify as unless you have expertise in this area and access to the people you need to be able to pull this off.
Yeah.
Not saying that it's not doable.
No,
it's just
doable.
It's doable for the right person.
Yeah. Or it's going to take you 10 years to build it up properly.
Yeah, and in the meantime, Robinhood could see that you're doing this and they
like,
go,
oh, here, we'll take that. Thank you.
Yeah, and they'll roll it out in 6 months, right?
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
they already have all the paperwork, they already have the infrastructure. Yeah.
And the connections and everything like that.
Correct.
And the money.
Yeah.
And the money and the customers. So this is a now, don't stop coming up with ideas, Tommy. Always come up with different ideas. Always think ahead. Always try to come up with new
and there
ways of
could
doing
be
things.
a variation of this idea
Yes.
that could work, right? Just like we came up with a variation that apparently already existed.
Yeah.
Right? That didn't exist a few years ago, but does now. Like there are variations of ideas.
That thing's been around since like 2005. You didn't know it.
Probably, which is weird because I was looking for that, like specifically that.
Yeah.
Because I think it's the coolest thing ever. But yeah, sometimes you start with an idea and you realize that's not the final product or final, but it leads to other ideas that may end up being the final, right? Like I always, an obvious example is the person that starts as a website designer and then realizes that for a lot of website designers, it's constantly chasing work. So they decide to get into SEO.
Yep.
Right. So they were in that digital space. They just picked the wrong product in that space to work on. And it happens a lot that website designers end up going into SEO. Yep. Especially the ones that are more technically minded than graphics minded. Yeah. It's because SEO is 80% technical. Right. So like a lot of times they end up slowly moving from I design websites to I do technical SEO. So it's kind of like what this is. Sure. You have an idea, but the answer might be in the pivot.
Yeah, might be in a little niche part of it or something like that. Yeah. All right. So good luck to you. Leave us a comment. Let us know how it goes. I'm curious. All right.
You already have the next one?
What?
You already have the next one lined up?
Yeah.
What about a word from our future sponsor?
Oh, my dear God, please, by all means. So hold on. No, we're live.
Oh, we're live.
They are not our sponsors.
They are not.
We've never been in contact with them.
No.
But Gummi is just fascinated with Arizona tea, and he swears one day he's going to get in contact with them and have them sponsor the show. I swear one day they are. We have no contact with Arizona iced tea. No. None.
One day they're going to send me a case of this, and then I can legitimately say that I think it's coming. Okay. I think someone knows somebody at Arizona that is going to see this and go, do you know what? This guy's been plugging us for months. We should probably send him a case of Arnold Palmer big cans in diet.
Okay, you got it.
Even though this is light, which is also a phenomenal product. Okay.
So no, Arizona is not our sponsor.
No.
At least not yet in Gummi's eyes. But if you're listening to Arizona, you have a huge fan over here. Oh, huge fan. I mean, he puts your products behind our podcast.
Well, it's Arnold Palmer.
Of course. Well, of course, it's Arnold Palmer. I like big golf fan. I
love Arnie. Did I tell you I started? Remember how we were talking about the music app?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I started a YouTube channel.
Okay.
With music.
Your music?
It's
the AI music?
Yeah. It's called. It's all about golf.
Nice.
So like I literally created anything from EDM to country.
Yep.
That are like swing lessons and swing thoughts.
Oh, cool.
So like you can listen to a metal song that walks you through a proper swing.
That's great.
I thought it was hysterical. So I made a couple of songs about like my golf heroes or like golfers that I've really enjoyed over time. So I wrote songs. So I write a lot of the lyrics, but I can't play music to save my life, but I can write. Like I can write, I can create lyrics, all that stuff. So like for me, finding that was awesome because now I can just focus on writing lyrics and use AI to create the actual music.
Sure.
So yeah, I created a song about a few of the golfers, like Tiger Woods and Rory and Shane and Ian Poulter is by far my favorite golfer.
That's funny.
So it's going to sound like I'm obsessed, but I did like 3 or 4 songs specifically about like his Ryder Cup history.
Yeah.
Because he is like when it's Ryder Cup and Ian Poulter, those 2 names just go hand in hand.
Is that right?
Oh yeah. Like, but yeah, I've just been having fun with it. So I now have Gummi golf music.
That's great. I love it. I love the meme. All right, can we get back to this now?
Sorry.
Why people are actually here?
It was.
You need to plug it. You got to plug it. I get you.
We got to plug.
All right, so we're switching over to startup ideas today. Startup_ideas. This is from Mundane Factor 7686. Building an air pollution app, need brutal feedback and ideas. I'm building an app that tracks your location and sends alerts when AQI fluctuates. AQI is moderate, better wear a mask, avoid long exposure, etc. But let's be real. I know this is just a band-aid, not a cure. People aren't unaware of air pollution. They just ignore it until it affects them directly. I want this app to go beyond just pushing alerts. I want it to make people care, act, or at least feel the weight of the problem. What should I add or build around this? What would actually drive behavior change or contribution? Hit me up with ideas. Brutally, honestly, welcome.
Okay.
First off, they have the right question here is behavior change. That's the absolute right question to ask.
Yeah. So above and beyond that, right? So air quality information is more than just pollution. That also includes things like mold spores.
Oh, yeah.
And so I already like this idea because I can tell you, for example, that one of my daughters is highly allergic to mold spores.
Okay.
If we are in an area where mold spores are heavy, that night, because it's not instant, but that night, she is going to be totally stuffed up, not be able to sleep. She's gonna, she fills up with mucus. If I had an app that would alert me, like let's say we went on a road trip or we were going to spend the day at the park and I get an alert because it senses that I'm sitting in the park, that the area that I'm in has an extremely high mold count today. We're not staying at the park for 4 hours. We're staying there for an hour.
Now, how does the weather alert systems give you that information?
There are sensors. They have sensors.
They have sensors for that. Okay.
For air quality.
Okay.
So like this technology is there. It's just not constantly being updated, right?
Okay.
So he would have to build out a bigger network of that. That's where it feeds information more frequently. But
wouldn't you get the information from the government sensors? Does the government?
I don't know. No, it doesn't. Literally, I go onto a website that's local to us that does the air quality by borough here.
Right.
By county.
But that's government. The government has to provide that information.
I don't know.
I don't think there's any private organizations providing that.
I don't know. So I get the information from a private.
Yes, but the information is coming from a government.
The data probably comes from like the weather service or something.
It has to.
Yeah. But I like this idea of air quality alerts where you are at, right? Because you may be unaware, especially if you're traveling.
Yep.
Like most people don't know that we sit in this perfect pocket where mold spore count is incredibly high.
Oh yeah.
Compared to many other regions, right? But if someone is traveling to Philadelphia, they may not be aware of that.
Sure.
And if you are highly allergic to mold, then at least you can plan for it, right? You can take your antihistamines, whatever, before you come, or you at least know to limit your outdoor exposure during those seasons, right?
Okay, so let's say we do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we find out that the mold we have a tool that tells us.
Yep.
That's not necessarily his question. His question is basically, what do I do with that? How do I get people? He wants people to care. He wants people to contribute. He wants people to recognize, right? Pollution and air quality and stuff like that. Okay, so now how do we turn this into a business of some sort? We have the information. Let's say we can get it from weather system or whatever, right?
Correct.
For a government facility or a government entity. What do we do with it?
I would pay money for an app that I could run where it could go to my smartwatch.
Yeah.
If pollen count or mold count got too high in
Yep.
my area, for example, right? And I'm sure that there are other people. The thing is, you have to start with the part that makes you money. You have to start with where the need is that people are willing to pay for
Yeah.
before you go into solving the bigger problem that is your vision. If you don't get the users on board, if you don't get the payments coming in, now you could have a free version of the app, but the free version does not do allergens,
Right.
right? The free version only does air quality, like,
I see what you're saying. Yep.
right?
There's additional things you can get. Yeah. Okay.
Correct.
Yep.
So the free part becomes the stuff that you want to change ideologically. The paid stuff becomes the stuff that people are actually need.
Now, I'm ignorant on how this all works. So let me ask you, since obviously you know a little bit more about it.
Okay.
We're in the Warrington, Doylestown area, right? Yep. So let's just say Warrington and Doylestown. Would there be different air quality from Warrington to Doylestown, which is 10 miles up the road?
I think it's going to be largely dependent on so I'm not 100% on this, but a lot of it has to do with the amount of farmland and the amount of forestry. So there may not be a huge difference between Warrington and Warminster, but there may be a huge difference between Doylestown and Bensalem.
Okay.
Right? Because Bensalem doesn't have nearly
Right.
the amount of woods or, farmland or any of that stuff that we have up here. So
yeah,
that could make a difference. Same thing.
This is why I bring that up. So one of the things that comes to mind for me is finding a way to integrate that into GPS, into maps, right? So when people are driving, they can say what the air quality is where they are, where it's going to be, where they're going, and what the air quality is going to be, especially for people with kids like you that have issues with that.
So if I could go, one of my girls, we went up to Knoebels the one year.
Yep.
She absolutely fell in love with the place, and now we go every year.
Yep.
Right? I try to plan the trip up there because normally we go up, we stay overnight, we're there for a couple of days. I try to plan it either during the peak of summer, when pollen count is low,
right,
or right at the end of the season, if possible, when it's a little bit colder, but pollen count can still be high. But I literally go and I look up what the pollen count is up there before I decide whether we're going up or not. And a lot of them only track pollen count. They don't track mold.
Right.
And I'm looking for the specific mold number.
Okay.
Right? Because that's the
you
one.
were looking for mold. Other people like me, I'm looking for pollen.
Correct. Right. But once again, that is something I would be willing to pay for. Now, I would probably only subscribe 8 months out of the year because during the winter months, we normally don't need it and it doesn't get tracked. But the problem is, so for example, the difference between the pollen and the mold, in the wintertime, you still have the mold. Right? Because mold spores don't die. Yep. So as the leaves crumble and all that stuff, they hibernate. That doesn't.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah. So you need like a certain amount of freezing temperature, and I don't even think that kills them. It just hibernates them.
Well,
right?
You know a lot about this.
But because
obviously,
right? Like you have no idea like how sensitive I am to it. Like I'm not considered allergic, but if I don't take antihistamine, through the fall, I am non-functional because of the amount of snot that builds up in my system. Like literally, I will have headaches every day. I have problems sleeping because of the amount of phlegm. So like I had to be acutely aware of this stuff. But the problem is, if you're outside, it's let's say end of fall, the leaves are all like crumpled up and it's windy, that mold is still flying around. Well, once you get inside and it warms up, that mold now starts affecting you, even though it didn't affect you while you were outside.
No, it makes sense.
So yeah, like it's something that I'm acutely aware of because of how it affects me and both my daughters, actually, one way worse than the other.
Is there any way, I think the answer to this is no, but is there any way to have your own detector?
Yes, but the problem is it's very hard for me to plan a trip to Knoebels or plan a trip.
I'm not even talking about that. So let's say there's two parts to it, right? I'm just trying to expand upon their idea. So there's two parts. One part is I'm going somewhere. What's the weather service say is the air quality and the mold count and all that stuff at that place, right? That's, I don't want to use the word, but relatively easy to do because the information's readily available. But what about your home? And you want to know what your mold count is in the house, right? Is there something you could use, a device you can have at home that would track that for you, and you can see it from your phone? So you can do both. You
There,
have it.
there is, yes.
Okay.
So there is one that you can install in your house, and it monitors just the air quality
Yeah.
in your house.
So combine the two together. I like that. You have an app that does
The
all that.
yeah. So you would need to build a device that mounts outside of someone's
Of
house
course.
that would give you real time data from locations. That's actually a good idea. So build a
That's why I
detector
said it. Okay.
that goes outside and it gives real time updates on pollen counts wherever you have
Yeah.
it. Like you would probably have to front the first 1,000 or 2,000 just to get a service area established, but it doesn't even have to be that close. Like once again, if I knew there was a detector in Doylestown and I knew there's one in Allentown, now what's it, Dorney Park up there?
Yeah.
Now I can at least get an idea. Like if the pollen count down here is high, but it's moderate with the guy up in Allentown, chances are Dorney Park's going to be moderate. That means I can spend 4 or 5 hours there.
Yeah.
But if it's high, then no,
You can't spend as much time there.
Correct.
So okay, so let me again back up and bring it more local. So I'm running an experiment on myself this year. I'm trying not to take any allergy meds. I haven't taken any allergy meds this year, and believe me, I'm paying the price for it.
Yes, you are.
I don't know if I can do it much longer. I've tried usually around mid-April to early May. I start taking allergy meds, and I take them all through October. Right?
I take antihistamine 365 days a year.
Wow. I don't know, fortunately, I'm not that bad, but Zyrtec has been my go-to.
Mhm.
It worked well for years. But this year, I'm just, for whatever reason, I'm trying not to take it. Some days are good, some days are bad. What I'm getting at is, my wife and I, if we have something that we fight about, not even fight, there's something that we
Mhm.
just don't see eye to eye on, it's the open windows at night. She loves the open window at night.
Mhm.
I personally would love to keep the window open at night, but I just die
Yes.
from all the allergens and pollen and stuff like that. I would love if there was, obviously it looks like there is something, something like this app could help me understand what happens in our room at night with the allergens,
Well,
right?
so yeah, you could get the
Is it
indoor.
really because the window's open, or if the window's closed and we're still going to get a lot of
Right. So
pollen in?
if you have a detector in your house,
Yeah.
you can monitor
That's
the
what I'm saying.
differences. Yeah, yeah.
Right. So you could do something like that too.
Correct.
Right. So you can have a detector. This isn't just tying into the weather system, right?
No.
It's or the government's weather
Mhm.
information. You could build detectors and have people have it in their homes as well.
Correct. But yeah, for these purposes, you would have to differentiate between inside and outside monitors.
Of course.
But yeah, I like this. Once again, if you can get people to pay for the service they need, you can crusade on what you want to change.
Yeah.
And there's people in other parts of the country that, um, let's take asthma patients.
Yeah.
Asthma patients are highly sensitive to carbon dioxide.
Yeah.
Right?
Right. I'm aware of that.
So for them, this would be super beneficial whenever they go into a city, right? If they get a warning, right? And you could make this like super cool if you wanted to, where it senses in what direction you're traveling and it gives you the warning before you even get there. Right?
Yeah.
I will guarantee you there are asthma patients that
I would love absolutely to pay for that. Of
Yes.
course, absolutely. Well, not even just that, but again, you talk about your children,
Mhm.
right? We protect our kids.
Yep.
If I want to know, like if my son or my daughter has a mold allergy like
Yep.
yours does, I want to know what it's going to be like when we get
Yes. So like I like this idea. I'm not sure about the changing people's behaviors. I think if you can get wide adoption on this,
Yeah.
like if you get it past the tipping point. So all this stuff has like tipping. It's the early adopters. You need to get them on board first. And the early adopters are the one that really need this and are willing to pay for it.
Yeah, I agree.
Before you start getting mass adoption, right? So be patient with it. Focus on who could be an early adopter. Get them to start paying you. Then you can start making free versions that only monitor the things that you want people to be acutely aware of.
Yeah.
Because awareness triggers change.
Sure.
Right? So, yeah, that's my take.
All right. So, yeah, I do like the idea, mundane factor. I do like the idea. I think again, you have the universal information, which can come from any and one of the government weather services. I also like the idea of making it a little more micro,
Yeah.
and having something in the house, in the home,
Yep.
being able to monitor quality in the house, in addition to, but they also think about integrating into some type of GPS or something like that, where you could, have Google Maps or Waze or something like that can tap into an API with, that you built, and then they can use that information to tell people what the air quality is like where they're going. People would, that was a great point, by the way, with the asthma patients. People would absolutely pay for something like that. Yeah.
Like
It's life or death, man. It can be. It literally can be.
Yeah. I mean, for my daughter, if this service was, let's say, $4.99 a month, I would absolutely spend the $60 a year.
Yeah.
Just so that she wouldn't have to go through the nights where we were like, man, because we don't want to give her allergy medicine all the time, because it only happens when the mold count is high, not the pollen. Right. So like, I have to monitor that specifically.
I'd imagine that's after rainstorms and stuff, right?
Yes.
Within a few days of rain,
yes,
mold must pick up quite a bit.
It's way worse in the fall than in the spring.
Sure, because it's the fall, then the spring. Okay, because it's cooler.
All the leaves are turned to
right.
You get increased mold spores.
All the leaves are brown and the sky is gray.
Yep.
Yeah. Song.
Yeah, I know what song it is.
All right, let's get one more.
We could do California Dreamin'.
We could do California Dreamin'. Let's get one more in. All right, this is from _condition_. Reverse eBay idea. Huh. Hold on. Before we read it, do we want to guess what that is? Reverse eBay.
Oh. I put out bids for items that I want and what I'm willing to pay for them.
Okay. Let's see. Items wanted / Damn you. You read it.
I did not. You just have to, what's the opposite of bidding on
true.
items? It would be,
instead of posting things to sell, users post things they want and offer an initial amount they're willing to pay. I'm a developer, designer, and creative professional with the ability, means, experience, and resources to create this with minimal cost. A working alpha MVP would likely need 2,000 or less to produce and showcase. If anyone is interested, please let me know. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. And then there's some comments about that they like it. It's a good idea. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So all right. At this moment in time, I am in the market for a used RV. Okay.
Okay.
I don't want anything huge like 30 footers or I'm trying to find something between like 16 and 20 feet.
Okay.
I'm trying to stay within a reasonable budget for it, because it's long story why I need it, but I'm in the market for it. And I'll go on Facebook Marketplace, I'll go on RV websites, and I see a few of them here and there, but nothing that I really like, that's the one yet. I would love to just say, I'm looking for it. If whoever's trying to sell them, contact me and tell me you're trying to sell an RV, right? That would be a great idea. I like this. I like something like this quite a bit.
Yeah. I mean, the downside is every RV dealer in the country would reach out to you.
No, is that horrible?
Where I saw this is like, so for example, I have my mom's old dining set.
Yeah.
Right. It's no longer made. We had a cup fall off so we use it for decorations. We don't actually use it as a dining set anymore. Right.
Okay.
Because it has a nice pattern. It's like a Tuscan flavor to it. So it looks really nice as decorations. And I have the big water thing. I have the big bowl. So we use it as decorative rather than functional, right? Well, we had one of the ceramic or the bowls with the lid on it.
Yep.
Fell the other day and cracked. Right.
Where are you going to get that at? Yeah.
Exactly. If I could have a place where I could snap a picture of the one I have, or find a picture of it, or say, hey, I'm looking for, because I'll have the brand name and everything on the other ones. I could say, hey, I'm looking for the small size of this. I would be willing to pay up for $60 for it, because someone somewhere could literally be emptying out a estate and happen to have that right now. They could reach out to me and say, hey, I have it. Do you,
right.
I'll meet up with you and give me my money, and you can have this dumb bowl, whatever. But I think there's a lot of interesting scenarios where this could be super useful if you're looking for like obscure items specifically.
Sure.
That like because someone may have one of these and never have thought of selling it, but they hate it. Like that damn cookie jar that we have sitting on our counter.
Right.
Like if someone would put up, hey, I'm looking for a white cookie jar with a red lid, I'd be willing to pay $30. I'd be like, here, I have one, right? Like
Right.
take it. But I wouldn't list that on eBay.
No, I would never put it on there.
Like, but if someone was willing to pay for it,
Yeah.
I would definitely give it to them, right? So
no, it's a cool idea. I feel like there's been stuff like this before.
I feel
but
like this, like
I've never seen it.
Like I think there's going to be niche industries that are going to eat this up.
Yeah.
Old car parts.
Right.
Right. Like I'm looking for a 1979 Camaro fender. Right. Someone happens to have one laying around.
Junkyard.
They may not list it on eBay, but like they might go on here and be like, oh, I have
That's true.
an extra one of those.
That's true.
Right? Like, so,
just happen to have one.
correct. But this comes back to my, remember when I was talking about like Yeti and communities? Find a community where this would solve a problem.
Yeah.
Right? Like where someone, like a collector's type, it's going to sound dumb, but like Lego, stamps, car parts, like where there's a genuine collector market where someone, baseball cards, where someone is looking for something very specific. And rather than having to spend countless hours scouring eBay or flea markets.
Tell them what you're looking for.
Yes.
And then let people come to you and say, hey, I have this.
I like this.
Yeah.
I'm
surprised eBay hasn't done something like this. Right? Instead of the sell your product, go on there and tell people what you're looking for.
Yeah.
I'm just surprised it hasn't.
Maybe it has been tried.
Maybe it has.
Maybe someone just didn't do it properly.
True.
Right?
It's always
But once again, I think the secret to getting this off the ground would be to find a community, find a niche market, market it to them, and then let that community spread it to the next community.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have people that like cars that also like fishing, right? And they're looking for a very specific fishing rod because it's tied to childhood memories.
Right.
Right. And your grandfather happened to have one and it's sitting somewhere.
Yeah,
right?
no,
like,
it's true.
There's all these opportunities that get created. Once again, collector market, I think, is the starting point for this.
Absolutely. Yeah. Instead of scouring the flea markets and stuff for things, you're telling people exactly what you're looking for. Here's a picture of it. Anyone has it. Yeah. And I could see people like, oh, I have that. That's been sitting in my closet for 10 years. I never would have put that up.
Oh, if you could tie a database of photos to it, where if I can give you the brand, like the year or whatever, if you have a database of photos that goes, oh, is it this? Yes, it's that.
Yeah. And
attach that to the listing.
That'd be cool.
It'd be really cool.
So there you go. Condition. We just gave some really good ideas there. I like this. So yeah, leaves. Let us know how that works out for you. If you're going to build it, and it sounds like you're the one who's going to build it. Mm-hmm. Leave us a comment. Let us know how it goes. I'd be really interested in seeing something like this when it's done.
I like it.
All right. So I think that's it for today.
I think so.
Think so?
Yeah.
I think so.
I have to go play golf.
Oh, you poor baby.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Did we start the conversation with that?
It's raining.
Yeah.
I don't like playing when it's raining, but it's a league.
Oh.
And I'm leading, so I got to go play because I don't want to lose points.
Tear.
I see it.
All right, man. We will pick this up next week, probably Wednesday, right?
Yep.
So for those of you listening live, we'll be back Wednesday. Wednesday's our normal day of doing this. Just that yesterday we couldn't do it. We had some things had come up.
My wife was graduating with her master's.
Yes.
I kind of had to be there.
Yeah. Hey, congratulations to your wife. I'm very proud of her. And we'll pick this up Wednesday. We usually try to start around 12:30, 1 o'clock on Wednesday afternoons Eastern time. So if you're listening live, thank you very much. And everyone else, the podcast will come out probably in a few weeks to a month or whatever. And we'll take it on next time. So see you, man.